What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today I have another fleet by type video for you guys. Today I have a video on all my Boeing 727s in the 1:400 scale. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. This is a really cool collection of aircraft that's grown tremendously in my collection as of late, and I'm super excited to dive into all these Boeing 727s and show you guys what they're all about. First and foremost, I'd like to give a huge shout out to JJ Skippy for this video suggestion. I very much appreciate it. If you guys have any other video suggestions such as fleet by types, model comparison, model reviews, or anything like that, please let me know in the comment section so I can fulfill your request and give you guys a shout out when you do request those videos, because they truly do help me out and give me ideas for what to make videos for you guys on, because I have several ideas, but I want to make them as good as possible for you guys and what you guys want to see, and I really appreciate the request for the 727s today. So like I was saying, this collection's grown tremendously over the last several months due to the Retro Tulsa project, and I've got several Boeing 727s here that I'm really glad to have. And the 727 is a fairly new aircraft type for my collection. I got that Kalitta, as you guys can see right there, about a little over a year and a half ago at this point, and it's built on that tremendously as of late, especially within the last 3 months in the last 2 retro massive unboxings. So we have several really cool ones here, and I'm really excited to dive into it. I hope you guys are as well, and without any further delay, let's not waste any further time and get started down here. Okay, so down here you're going to find the JetX 1:400 scale United Airlines Boeing 727-100 in the Sawbass livery. Like I said, this is a JetX model, and this is a very cool one that I picked up recently. This is a fantastic aircraft, as you guys can see from the cockpit windows. Then you have the really cool Sawbass livery with the orange, red, blue right there, and even a little bit of, or kind of purple shade. I can't really tell. It's like on the camera it looks blue, but then in real life it looks purple, so I'm really not sure, but I think it's supposed to be blue. Nevertheless, this is a really cool model that was done here by JetX. Like I said, JetX is a very cool brand. They made some really cool models back in the day, and this is most certainly no exception to that principle. Another cool fact about this model is this was actually in a 2-pack with the 727-200 in the Sawbass livery, and I really wanted to get that aircraft, but unfortunately due to the budget, I've only been able to get this one thus far, although I really do hope to get that 727-200 at some point in the near future. But like I said, this is a very cool aircraft. I'm super glad to have it in my collection right here for United, and this is a fantastic addition to my retro fleet, and this is one of my 3 727-100s, as I definitely look to expand on this and get an American one here in a little bit, but we'll talk about that more here in detail in just a moment. The next aircraft in my 727 collection is the Braniff International Boeing 727-100 in the Flying Colors green livery. This is a very cool aircraft. As you guys can see, there's a couple of really unique attributes to it. First off, the livery is very unique with the dark green, and then this more kind of, I don't know what the proper word for this color would be, but nevertheless a really cool kind of mustard color, I guess, if you want to call it that. It looks really cool. You also have the cargo door right here, which I think is a really cool element of this Boeing 727-100. You also have the 727 on the engine right there, which is really cool. Just all the various elements of the 727 really encompassed on this aircraft well. This is another JetX model, and they did a fantastic job casting this one as well. Very glad to have this one. It is fantastic, looks really nice, and again, another very critical model for my Retro Tulsa project, and this one just looks fantastic in general. It's a really nice model, and I highly recommend picking it up if you can't find one. Next up, we have a very unique one. This is my Trans World Airways, or TWA Boeing 727-100 in the this is the Twin Stripes livery. Yes, I'm about to say Twin Gobes, but no, this is Twin Stripes. This is another really cool model. This is actually made by Herpa in the 1:400 scale. Herpa has not made many 1:400 727s, but this is a very unique exception to that rule, and I think this is a really cool one. Their mold is really nice on the 727-100 in the 1:400 scale. You have the really nice sheet line right here, as you guys can see, the older Trans World titles right here that look fantastic. You had the L1 boarding door, the emergency exits, of course, registration November 839 Tango Whiskey. Just a really cool aircraft in general. It looks fantastic, and they did a really good job. I also think the tail in this aircraft looks super, super cool. This will be a very critical model for that St. Louis service particularly, but also the New York Kennedy service as well. I think it flew on that for a little bit too. So this will be a really nice addition for the collection. I think that this will serve a huge purpose for the Retro Tulsa project and my collection in general. This is my only Twin Stripes aircraft thus far in the 1:400 scale, but I'm sure that'll be changing very soon. Twin Stripes livery is fantastic, and this aircraft is no exception to that rule. Here we go with the Boeing 727-200s. More 727-100s come. I'll talk about that more towards the end of the video. But let's start right here with the Braniff International Boeing 727-200 in the Flying Colors blue livery. This is another very unique aircraft, as you guys can see. Very similar to the green one. You have a darker blue and then more of kind of like an ocean blue, if you will, or a lighter blue right here that looks fantastic. The billboard titles look awesome. Then, of course, you have the tail that looks awesome as well. It's just a really nice model. Very simple livery, but love it so much. It looks really cool. And JetX did a fantastic job on this model as well. This is another JetX Boeing 727-200. It just looks very nice, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection. Again, it's a very unique aircraft and a really cool one for any collection, so I'd highly recommend getting this. I think Waff Collectibles has a few, and you can definitely find them on eBay too, so highly recommend getting this one. Here's our final Braniff of the video. This is a Boeing 727-200 in the flying colors red livery, which is really cool. Again, you have the orange underbelly, which is a little bit different right here, but I think it looks really cool in this aircraft. This is a Gemini Jets mold, and it looks really good, I'll be honest. I really like it. You have the nose landing gear right here as well. Then you, of course, you have the emergency exits and the engines and everything. It looks fantastic. 441 Bravo November. Fantastic aircraft in general, and I think that turned out super well. Again, Braniff upgraded these to all kinds of places from Tulsa, including St. Louis, Kansas City, Washington, D.C., Houston, Dallas, of course, obviously, and even think Shreveport, Louisiana got service from Tulsa on Braniff. So really a wide variety of destinations, and this is why having 3 of them will be very helpful. So I'm very glad to have all 3 of these, and they'll be fantastic. The next aircraft up is the one that I got about a year and a half ago in my first Boeing 727 in my fleet. This is the Kalitta Chargers Boeing 727-200 freighter. This is a really cool aircraft that I've got to utilize multiple times at Tulsa. This is the newer JC Wings Gemini Jets mold, and as you guys can see, unfortunately, to be quite honest, it's not quite as stellar as some of the older molds, including the nose shape and the nose landing gear door. Everything else in the aircraft looks really good, and it's pretty good. You have the 2-piece mold one-piece mold, excuse me, right here. Along with that, you also got your antennas, which is a really nice touch on this model, along with a really nice job there on the tail section, the empennage, and also the tail vertical stabilizer and all that fun detail. So good job there, and that looks fantastic. The next model up is, I think, the first Aero Classics and the only Aero Classics one I have thus far, and that is the Continental Airlines Red Orbit, or I'm sorry, I'm forgetting it, Red Contrails, there we go, Boeing 727-200, or the meatball livery, if you will. This is another really cool aircraft. A fun fact here, and I got to mention this in the massive unboxing, is that this livery was actually designed by the same person that did the Saul Bass livery, which is really cool, and as you guys can see, it looks very similar. You have the gold sheet line, then you have the red, and then the orange, which is really cool. You have that design with the smaller Continental titles, very similar to United right there. It makes perfect sense why they merged, kind of. Then, of course, you have the rest of the fuselage. The only main difference is this really cool gold background here on the tail. Then, of course, you have the meatball or contrail back there, too. This is another fantastic looking aircraft. So glad to have this. This flew to various destinations from Tulsa, including Houston and Denver particularly. And I think this will be a very helpful addition for the airport. So fantastic model right here. Highly recommend it. I think you can still get it if you're looking for it. It's a really nice model. So very glad to have that one. Here's another aircraft on the newer JC Wings mold, and also, like I said, this is another newer model, or one of the first 727s I got. This was the second one. I got this one earlier this year. This is the American Airlines Boeing 727-200 in the astrojet livery. This is another really cool aircraft. As you guys can see, you got your nose cone area, astrojet, L1 boarding door. Then you got the really cool stripe right here, the astrojet. Sorry about that, everybody. Reminding myself with the alarms to do things, but nevertheless, we're good. Like I said, though, this is a really cool livery. You can definitely get the reflection off this one and really see what that reflection is all about right here. Then the astrojet tail looks fantastic back there, of course, with the circle right there. Really cool, and a very good job right here on this model. This is another fantastic one. Like I said, this is one of my only JC Wings T-tail aircraft, I believe. I'm very glad to have this one in the collection. It's really nice. This is probably my absolute favorite 727 that I currently have, and this is one of my latest additions. And that is the American Airlines Boeing 727-200 in the chrome livery. This is a fantastic model, and I am so glad to have this one. This one is super cool. As you guys can see, it's just nice, simple chrome on a Boeing 727, and it truly looks fantastic. This is such a unique airplane. They utilize these on a variety of routes out of Tulsa, including Dallas, Chicago. I even think these flew to Los Angeles at a point as well, which is very cool. And I think they may have flown somewhere else too, maybe even Nashville, but I don't think so. But nevertheless, really cool to get to see this aircraft. And like I said, this one is fantastic, and I highly recommend it if you're able to find it. It's a really cool model, and it looks really nice. So I'm so glad to have this one, and this one is fantastic to say the least. And the last Boeing 727-200 of this collection is my United Airlines Battleship Gray Boeing 727-200. This is also probably my second favorite 727-200 in my collection right now. This one is fantastic. I absolutely love this model. This is a Gemini Jets right here as well, and this is from 2000. Actually, both these two, the American and the United, were in the same release, which is really cool. And a very sentimental aircraft to add to my collection. I absolutely love this one. And again, this will be another very critical element for the Chicago and Denver services out of Tulsa, particularly in the late 90s into the early 2000s, as this aircraft flew to Tulsa daily for many years. It is a really cool aircraft, and you most certainly will be seeing this one here as well. And I'm very glad to have this. Really cool to get to see it in JJ Skippy's, ironically, his 2000 Sioux Falls airport update intro, and also the full airport really encompassed this model very well. So it's really cool to get to see that. And even though I need this model anyways, that was definitely really cool to get the teaser of it, to get to see what it looked like before I was able to get my hands on one. And as you guys can see, it looks fantastic in this collection, despite the shade getting on it right there, but hey, it is all good. And that's my Boeing 727-200 collection. So a couple of fun facts about this. As you guys can see, I believe we have 10 aircraft here, 3 Boeing 727-100s and 7 Boeing 727-200s, which is really cool. The first one I got was the Kalitta charters back in May of 2021, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly. And the latest one I got, I think, was that American, was the last one I unboxed in that video, but I got several in that massive box in 24. Feel free to check that out if you haven't already, if you're looking for 727 heaven. But the Nitro was in there, that Braniff, the TWA, that Braniff, not that one, ironically. The Continental was not, that was in the previous one, and then both these two I believe were in there as well. But this collection has grown exponentially as of late, and I'm very excited for even more to come. I'm trying to think if I have any on order, because I'm definitely planning to do a video in the future, probably a couple of years from now or so, or maybe next year, who knows. Going into detail on new 727s I add to this collection, a couple that I'm looking to get is that Sawbass 722 would be great. Maybe one more Braniff. There's a couple of really cool ones. I would really like to get the all-white 727-200, Braniff 2, if you will. I would also like to get, there's a really cool, I think it was like America flag aircraft or something like that. I would have to double check, but that one also seemed really cool. TWA, I definitely hope to get a twin stripe 727-200 along with a final livery 722 probably would be good. So definitely looking to get those. I already talked about Braniff. Kalitta, I would not mind getting more cargo 727s. I do have a FedEx. That is one I do have. I do have a FedEx on the way, so definitely expect that in the next collection. And a UPS one would also be very, very cool, but that one is even harder to find than the FedEx, I recall, if I'm recalling correctly. Continental were pretty good, although I wouldn't mind getting another livery of sorts, Contrails Black or something in the future, and maybe even the final livery would be cool. American, definitely look to get a 727-100. Like I said, that would be fantastic in chrome livery. And, you know, maybe a astrojet 721 at some point would be cool, but it's not the biggest priority in the world right now, although anything American would be great. Just trying to make sure that I have my budget on lockdown right there, if you will. And United, Battleship 722 is fantastic, but Sawbass 722 would be great, along with anything else. So other airlines I would like to acquire 727s for. Delta, I also have a Delta widget that will be coming, so that will be in the next one as well. And I'm probably forgetting one or two, but FedEx, Delta, I'm sorry guys, there's just so many planes for this project that I've acquired and I'm forgetting which ones are which. I have not gotten an American 721 yet. Southwest would be a cool 727 to add to the fleet, so I hope to get that sometime. I'm trying to think if there's any other 727s in general that I would like to get. Like I said, UPS would be cool. Maybe an all blank one just to represent as a cargo aircraft or charter or something like that. That would also be nice. Thinking of any others that stand out off the top of my head. But never, oh, I cannot believe this one is just now coming up. But the Champion Air 727-200. Very hopeful that that will be in the next one. In fact, I am pretty confident that it will be, as that is a huge asset need for Tulsa, is the Champion Air 727-200 for that Las Vegas service. So definitely expect that one as well. And hopefully I'll be getting that in an upcoming massive unboxing if I'm able to find one. And I might make that a video by itself, because that is that's a story for another time. It is a big story on why I'm trying to get that so bad. There might be one or two more that I'm forgetting, and I apologize in advance if I am. But the Delta and the FedEx will be coming, along with possibly some others that I'm probably forgetting right now. But I'm really excited. The 727 was a really cool airplane, as you guys can tell, from the very unique fuselage design to the very unique engine casting. It is a really cool aircraft, and I'm so glad to have it in my fleet. 10 examples of them, and even more to come here in the near future. And I hope you guys are excited to see them in Retro Tulsa. They'll be appearing very often as we make it back into the 20th century, and you most certainly can expect various 727s to be making appearances on the regular, especially that Delta will be in several updates, and I mean dozens of updates. You'll be finding this American in several updates as well, along with that Continental right there. The United Battleship Gray will be in several. The Braniffs dating back into the 70s and 80s will be in several, so you most certainly can expect those, and it'll be fantastic. I'm really excited to see where this collection grows into the future. I'm sure you guys are excited for it. It'll be really exciting to see these new 727s, and I hope you guys are excited for it. But with all that being said, that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.